Well, good morning, everyone. It's crisp and cool, almost cold, but it's not too windy and the sun is shining, so I'll take it. I also want to take the opportunity to kind of give you an idea of what will come next. I've been talking so much about the brick and flagstone patio, and around the edges of that, the outside edges, there will be a parabola, kind of an arc of boxwood, and it will be very symmetrical and it will round out the patio. Then it will come up and meet the sidewalk. Then it will not cross the sidewalk, but it will pick up again on the opposite side of the sidewalk in a mirrored arc of boxwood that will then go back up and around to the side of the house. And then there will be just a few stepping stones that go into the area that is to the west of the cottage. There might be a gate there. And then, as you've seen from the diagram, from the rendering, there will be boxwood then that lines the brick or the concrete walkway that goes up to the front porch. Now, coming off of the walkway, just on axis with the middle holly, which is shorter in stature to the taller hollies next to it, there will be something of a path. At this point, I'm not exactly sure what material we'll use, but there will be a path that then leads to a focal point that will be right in front of that holly. Originally, and on the design, it shows a garden bench, garden seating there, which then will be mirrored symmetrically on the other side of the sidewalk leading up to the house. Again, on axis with that walkway, to another focal point, which will be equidistant from the other and on axis with it. And that has yet to really materialize because we've got some more of these Yaupon. This last Yaupon holly needs to be planted, and it will actually be planted much further to the east near that stack of brick. And again, we've got to get that walkway in place. So what I'm trying to divine is what I want as focal points at the ends of both of these walkways, which will then give me access to working in the garden beds, because there will be no grass. There will just be a garden bed on either side of these walkways. So what I am thinking about is the nature of the focal points. And please comment here what you can kind of see, because I haven't made a decision. I'm going back and forth. Since there will be seating on the front porch itself, this little garden bench that's now filled with things that are going away, going to others, and going to Goodwill. And of course, then there's the additional seating on the patio. I don't know that I need any more seating, even if it's only to serve as a focal point. I think that might be redundant and a little bit, just a little bit superfluous. So what I am thinking is at the end of this walkway here is where I may have a pedestal bird bath. Now, you saw in my previous home where I took a table base and I turned it upside down and I nestled a saucer bird bath in it. Beautiful bird bath that was a gift from someone. And that way, then from the parlor windows, as we're sitting in the parlor, I can look out and we can see the birds. And the birds will also like frolicking in the security and the coverage of the hollies themselves, not to mention enjoying their berries. So I think that might be an idea. I really am I don't know, the more I think about it, the more I like that idea, but tell me your thoughts as well. And I think it would also make sense. And that way I could plant around it, and I think it could be beautiful. and practical, because I got to feed my little birdies, because I want that kind of both avian and insect wildlife in my front yard. So then the question remains, so what do I put at the apex of this next focal point, which will lead over this way? On the rendering, it has another bench, but I'm not sure that's what I want there. So a bird feeder, might be an option, but I think it would look kind of funny, because most of the time bird feeders are nestled back in something, in a small grove of trees, or in a corner where they feel a little bit more private and secure for the birds. So I kind of don't see that. I guess I could put another bird bath there. I could put a form of seating, maybe a bench that looks a little bit more practical, maybe a backless bench or something that's a little bit more for practical use, setting your garden tools on as you're working in the garden, or just maybe positioned there with a large pot of some kind of flowering annual or something. That's an idea that kind of appeals to me. Just some kind of stage container planting right there. But again, let me know your thoughts on that. The October Glory Maple is coming out, and I have noticed that even though my red buds have buds on them, they're not blooming yet. I think the bloom seems to be a little bit delayed in Oklahoma City. I haven't seen too many red buds in bloom. Isn't this a pretty vista? And I love being able to see those sweet little daffodils in the distance. I think there's some muscari there too. And I'm also thinking that in the spring, as much as I liked this this pop of yellow from the pansies that were planted by the previous owner, I just don't know that I can deny myself my color palette of the pastels and the pinks and the whites and the sorbet colors that were in my tulip mixtures in the past from color blends. But what I think I could do is plant a bunch of maybe tete-a-tete daffodils, or some kind of miniature narcissus that blooms early, and whose dying foliage then needs to die back to continually feed the daffodils, that it wouldn't be just so in your face as it's dying back, and it wouldn't look unsightly, and it could rapidly be hidden by other things that are coming up and growing over it, like the perennials and the shrubs, and in just in the near term, even the tulip foliage. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. And I think it would be very dear to drive down this street from downtown, where the cottage sits very prominently on this slight hill, and see all of those sweet little tulips in here, particularly if I maybe also planted some forget-me-nots, some kind of small blooming little dainties here. I think that would be very nice. And then, of course, while I don't have them this year, next year I should have my pansies and violas in the kind of lavender, purple, bluish hues that I so like. I've got my list of perennials that will be planted along with the blooming perennials and the shrubs, and more of my potted plants, hopefully not too many, will come home to live from the greenhouse. In fact, some of the contents of the containers that are now to the west of the cottage, I may plant into the window box that will run the length of this window. And while this here would be a perfect spot, a number of you have recommended Japanese maples. And a small Japanese maple would be really, really dear here, but sadly it would just fry because this exposure is too intense in heat, in sunlight, and it might do okay in the early spring, but as soon as the heat hits, it would be a crispy critter, I assure you. So something else will go here. I do really, really love the texture of the brick on this house, on this little cottage. And I love the way the boxwood gleams in the sun on a sunny Saturday like today. Well, hope you're able to envision some of the same things I envision when I do these little garden tours at Hill Cottage.